Welcome back to the podcasts. So we just finished a video answering why is this happening? And call it destiny. That's where I'm kind of hanging my hat on it. History has borne out over and over that the Tytler cycle is a reality and that it's just our turn. Now, the next question that I get asked a lot, why don't people see this? And that's a more of a philosophical discussion, but fortunately for all of us, I'm into philosophy. So we're getting into that right after this. This video proudly brought to you by Guy's Gun Shop. If you don't have a gun, you need a gun, you need two. All right, call Guy. He's going to make sure that you get the right gun. If you mention the podcast, you get 10% off your entire order, including ammo. Information right down below. And we are also brought to you by Time Bomb 2000, TB2K, for all the news you need to see but won't. Time Bomb 2000, it's a great forum, very active. And I promise you, regardless of your viewpoint, you're going to be welcome there. And we are also giving a little shout out to the Young Conservative Brothers. These guys are up and comers. Their message is good. So they have a really good YouTube channel. Go ahead and take a look at some of it. They joined us on our live stream. I liked what they had to say. So shout out for the Young Conservative Brothers. Why don't people see what's happening? Why don't they do something about it? Actually, they do see it. They do. But most are they're not capable of seeing it with clear eyes. Now, a fella going by the name of Plato, long time ago, discussed this very thing in a work he did called The Republic, Plato's Republic. And that's free to read, by the way. So his thought, and I believe it to be dead on balls accurate, is that when a person is in charge of their own surroundings and their own reality, they're simply incapable of seeing another. Now, the allegory of the cave by Plato, it represents an extended metaphor that is to contrast the way in which we perceive and believe in what is reality. Now, it was it was done as a dialogue between Socrates and his pupil, and we're going to run through it a bit. So, pretend I'm Socrates. I don't have the beard or the robe, but you know what? Use your imagination. So, imagine, if you will, and this is fun, by the way, imagine, if you will, a man chained to the wall of a cave. The chains, they're not heavy. They're not uncomfortable. They just restrict him from moving, from leaving. He's been here his entire life. He doesn't know anything else but the chains. When he's hungry, there's food. When he's thirsty, there's something to drink. And when he's tired, he sleeps. Now, he knows that there's other people with him, but he can't see them. And if they're talking, the echoes of the cave, they make it impossible for him to understand the words. His entire existence is just shadows on the wall in front of him. What they are, it's anyone's guess. It could be a potted plant. It could be a person carrying a book. Just use your imagination. Now, all the chain man knows is that his entire reality is on that wall. Nobody's ever told him what he's seen. He makes up his own mind what those shadows are and what they mean. And because he's comfortable there and he knows what those shadows are and what they mean, he's actually content. I mean, who wouldn't be? All right? His needs are met. Now, this is branching into idealism, but let me get there. And I'm not doing this exactly as Plato did. If you want to read The Republic, and you should, I'm not going to outdo Plato. So we have our chain man, but he is comfortable and he's in control of his entire existence. But one day, the man wakes up and finds out that his chains are gone. For the first time in his life, he's actually free. Now, what do you think he does? What would you do? For our discussion, and Plato's, the man leaves his comfort and he begins to explore. Now, he finds a tunnel. It's a long tunnel with a light at the end of it. For the first time in his life, the man sees something he has never seen before. Natural light. He feels a breeze on his face. He hears water dripping. What does he do? What would you do? Well, our man, he walks down the tunnel. And as he moves, the light at the end gets larger and larger. The breeze, it hits him harder. He sees moss. He hears something scurrying away from him. Does he keep going, or does he long for the cave? Our guy keeps going. After a time, he exits the tunnel, and for the first time in his life, he sees the large world as it actually exists and not what he has made up in his mind. He sees trees and mountains. The sun hits his eyes, and it almost blinds him. He sees clouds. He sees birds. He sees what really exists in the world. What does he do? What would you do? Would you believe your own lying eyes, or would you long for your safety and your comfort? Now, clearly, this is all a metaphor, and it's been done to death in a lot of movies, although nobody really reads the classics anymore, or they would pretty much see that The Matrix was based completely on Plato's Republic. Why are we bothering to cover this here on our channel? This answers the question, why don't people see the truth? They do. They do. They just can't fathom it. And the journey down the cave is just too much for a lot of people. It requires courage. It requires discipline. And it requires a craving for the truth, the real truth, the truth you see with your own eyes. And honestly, most people, they're just not up to it. And you could try to explain it to them. And if you've ever had a discussion with someone of the opposite political persuasion as you, you're going to find out quickly that they are in their cave and they are not gonna leave it. They have created their own truth. They figured out what they think those shadows are, and they're happy there. Will this aid in the collapse of our republic? Bet your people who don't want to see the truth can be easily manipulated by people who are happy to explain things to them, and someone who doesn't want to leave his cave is going to find that he's very crowded by all the others who want to join him and see the shadows the way he sees the shadows. It's free food, man. Who can blame him, right? Enjoy your comfort. Enjoy your chains. May they rest lightly upon you. The podcasts are releasing new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And we also have a live stream every Friday at 7:30 Central right here on the podcast channel. We also have a behind-the-scenes podcast, just audio, available at thepodcast.com as well as all major streaming services. Just look for the podcasts, all one word. So you might not like what your eyes are telling you, but it is the truth. And once you leave your cave, you can never go back. The journey for you now should be getting others out. And for myself, Tyler, Bell, and Cardinal, until next time, please stay safe. Keep up your situational awareness. Keep your head on a swivel. And we're going to talk to you next time.